What's up, my arch fiends of chaos? This is your kid Rose Chaos. We'll be talking about Elden Ring builds today. So, I'm going to be building the General of Darkness. The Prince of Darkness himself. Ganon's General Onox. Onox from Oracle of Seasons. One of the final villains. Well, actually, technically, Ganon is the final villain if you play both games. But if you didn't, yeah, you'd be facing out this brutal general. So, I got my last gear on from my last build. So, let's take all that stuff off. Let's take all that. Let's take all the Serpent Hunter 6 and other stuff off right now. Because I'll come back to doing the Dark Paladin build because it is actually a pretty good build. But right now, we're going to be trying to create General Onox, the Dark General of Ganon. I tried the Briar Helmet. I mean, it looks kind of. I guess if General Onox came back from the dead, and that's what. And then this, it looked pretty good. But I will say the only thing I don't like about this one. It's closest, but it has like a stupid thing on the top of its head. It does not look intimidating or scary. You need clear wrought armor because you need gold armor. General Onox wears gold armor. So you need gold. You need a lot of gold on you. For people who get that reference. Cool. But if people who don't get that reference, you put the Radon Greaves because it's black and gold and it's big enough. And like I said, his armor is gonna be heavy, so it's gonna be a heavy, tanky build. You're not gonna be able to, you're not gonna be able to use much of the build in PvP. This is one build I suggest you don't use in PvP and just use for fun. Just go whacking enemies and stuff like that. I had to try a bunch of different helms too because I had to look for like a triangle helm, which is very hard to find, to be real honest. I have some, but they're not really golden, so it's really hard to get this build. I would suggest you beat the game, collect every item, every article of armor as possible for this. So I end up settling for the Clear Wrought Knight just because it has the holes. Now, because the Clear Wrought Knight has a cape on him, you're going to need to get that altar. Now, this is where you're going to need to do some extra questing because you're going to need the golden, thread needle that you get from this monkey, and then in order to do this. But once you do it, you just pay 500 of your runes, which is your souls, and then you can take the cape off, and there you go. This is as close as you could possibly get to the great Dark General of the world of Holodrum, General Onox. Now it's kind of hard to find me something that's close. I mean, so I tried 3 different things for this build. I tried, 3 different balls of chains, and again, like I said, collect every item you find, any weapon, and stuff like that. If you're trying to at least make builds. But there's, you can, now if you don't have any maces, you can use the axes, because in the concept art, General Onox was holding an axe in one of the concept arts. This is just one little example of the balls of chain. This is where if you want one if you're looking for like a spin, like when General Onox spins his weapon, you're not going to really find the big ball of chain like he has in the game, because I mean, this is Elden Ring. This is not Legend of Zelda, so it's a contrast difference, as you see. So I'm gonna load up this area. I choose the Volcano Manor because it's evil looking, and you need something that's dark and evil looking for General Onox. And personally, it's actually one of my favorite areas of the game. I actually like Volcano Manor, not just for the Rykard boss and stuff like that, but I think it's one of the best Souls lava places, because Izalith was okay, and I didn't really much care for the old, Iron Kingdom. or the whatever it's called, the Kingdom of Iron, whatever it is. I don't much care for that either. And the Demon Ruins in Dark Souls 3 just didn't do it for me as much. Because it's just a rehash of Izalith, so... This is my favorite lava area. Now, this is what you want to have. If you don't care about the spin thing, if you care about your mace spinning, then use the other one. But if you just want it to be just as big as what Onox uses, go ahead and use the big bulky mace I'm using right now, which you should already see what it is. And if you're not, you can just go back and pause what I just used. The good thing about General Onox's build is there's not a lot of magic involved with this stuff. I think the closest the magic you can probably have is the dragon head where he blows fire, which you need a lot of intelligence to use. You cannot use it with this build because I did respect my character for a dex and respect my character for a faith to do my Radigan build. I am not respecting my character again. I suggest you don't do it. If you have enough strength and bulkiness to you, just stick with that if you're going to do a General Onox. I think if you do a Sorcerer's Varin, then yeah, I'd go for like a big magic build. But Onox, I only put like 2 spells, which I'll show you later on. That's just to power my strikes up. Now, I don't have this weapon all the way powered up. I didn't, smith the weapon because I'm not even going to really use this build besides this video. I'm not going to spend a lot of runes and a lot of materials, crafting materials to make, all my weapons that powerful. Now, if I got like a cheat code where I got unlimited of that stuff, then that's fine. Now, you want to use, there's 2 spells you might want to use if you're going to use any magic. But remember, Onox, I don't think really uses magic. I'd say the Dragon Head, but remember, you got to have at least a certain enough arcane, so you won't be able to use it. I'll just put it up on the chart so I can show you just regular Dragon Fire, because he does turn into a dragon. And then you want Stone of Garunk, which Garunk is Malekith, spoiler alert, if you haven't beat the game. You do get that spell from, I think you get that straightly from Garunk after you hunt and give him a lot of death root. He teaches you the stone, which I'm glad I did the quest. I'm not doing the quest anymore because it makes Malekith harder. Because General Onox is about strength, so I thought about throwing boulders at people. Just straight up throwing boulders at people. Throwing boulders at people. Throwing boulders at people. Okay, I'll stop. But that's, and I think he does do it in the game, if I remember. Well, actually, no, he does this jump that causes like an earthquake to have giant boulders come on you in the final battle. I never owned Oracle Seasons as a kid. I've only owned Oracle of Ages, but... going back and looking into the Zelda games and getting back into the Zelda games, General Onox is one of my favorite Zelda antagonists because he's different than the other ones. Yeah, even though he's just a tall, giant Iron Knuckle, Iron Knight type of character, you gotta admit he does look pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, the dude looks straight fire. He's like a golden fume knight. And ignore my, also ignore my background. I'm still cleaning out more clutter, so I got extra stuff everywhere else. But anyways, back to the video. But General Onox is just basic strength. I will strongly not. I'll say, do not use this in PvP. This is a anime build. I don't want you want you doing on PvP. You go ahead and do it, but please do not blame me. What happens if you get your ass whooped? I'm telling you right now, this is purely a strength build and purely for fun. It's not a functional build to use in PvP. I will tell you that right now before people, because I know there's going to be some people right there slamming their keyboards so hard, just like their right hand. You see what I did there? But yeah, I would recommend not using this against PvP. And I'm going to show you right now with all the monster fights right now. Right now I'm just fighting any monsters I can find in Volcano Manor. Start with this lava slug. It looks like the stone throwing is actually stronger than the mace. Of course, I didn't really level the mace up because, again, I've told you before, I'm not going to level up all the weapons. Maybe if I would have got some code or something, or came across a lot of materials, but I'm only going to level up weapons I actually plan to use the build to beat the whole game. Since this is really my second playthrough, that's why you see all the armor and stuff like this. This is my real second playthrough right now, to be honest. Not that I want to become an Elden Ring content creator. I probably can't. I probably missed my mark, to be real honest. I just do build videos for fun, and they just get a lot of views. I don't know if this would get views since now it's just me on the camera talking about this build. But yeah, it just seems for this one the most functional is to throw rocks. So I guess I would say level up your magic level and your intelligence level for that, just because you're going to be using a lot of rock throwing. You're going to be throwing a lot of rocks at people. That's what you're going to be doing with this build. So yeah, the speed, I mean, it depends on what it is. Since I have a lot of strength and, you know, and a lot of equipment load, I can actually run pretty fast with this. But if you're just starting the game, I strongly would not recommend this build just for you. This is just something that looks cool, and that's about really it. It's just function. It's like it's kind of like with cosplay. Like if you got full armored cosplays, it's not gonna be as functional as you know, clothing type cosplays, if it makes any sense. And General Onox is carried with a lot of a heavy armor and a heavy mace, you know, ball and chain mace. But I couldn't find a ball and chain version of what I use. Now again, because I didn't level up my weapon, this is not going to do as much to the abductor versions. Which I will say that's one enemy you're gonna want to actually avoid if you're planning to use this build. I would avoid, you know, the abductor versions because you're gonna need your speed. I only got speed because my equipment load is high and my strength is pretty high, and that's about it. But if your strength is low, you're gonna be slow, and that will happen. They'll grab you and not do so much and not do some nice things to you. So I would suggest avoiding, you know, harder enemies with this build. It's not meant to be fast. It's just supposed to be a straight strength build. You know. Now, yeah, man. I'm not saying you can't master it. Anything is possible to master in this game if you know how to. I have not really mastered a full nothing but strength build before, so I can't tell you what it's like. I like to balance my builds, to be real honest. Matter of fact, I kind of like Dex and Magic. I know Dex is such a bad word in the Elden Ring community. I just told on myself and told everybody else I'm maidenless. How do you tell people you're maidenless without telling people you're maidenless? Oh, so you're a Dex nerd. But yes, I am a filthy Dex nerd. I like Dex and Strength. So I build most of my stuff based off that. I have Magic too, because I like the balance build. I like to balance my build. I don't like to just have one thing be good. I want to be able to use whatever I have in my arsenal, you know, to not only bring you this content but to play the game. But this also has the you're gonna see also later on when I fight this when I fight one of these man serpent enemies. This does have bleed damage on it too. I think you get this from one of the invaders. This does have bleed damage, so if you keep swinging over and over without getting hit once, then you could probably do bleed damage, which will be very effective. And as you see, like I just showed you, the build is very slow. That's why I'm getting hit like that. It is very slow. It's probably worse for someone who doesn't have the attributes. So do not play this build on your first playthrough. Please do not. You know, or in PvP. But yeah, if you just keep slapping the serpent, you get bleed damage from the giant mace. So this has been my build video on General Onox from Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Seasons on Elden Ring. It's an okay build, but it's only meant to be for a fun build. So if you're just trying to have fun, do that, but don't ever play this on PvP. May the crystal be with you, and more build videos will be coming your way.